Are you a reactive or proactive thinker? Most of the people I coach and mentor start as reactive thinkers, but learn pretty quickly how to stop reacting so that they aren't controlled by their knee-jerk feelings and responses. Here's the deal. Your first reaction is your knee-jerk. It's your go-to, and it's a learned behavior. It's your conditioning from childhood, and it's part of your internal wiring that's become second nature. It's what you use to navigate the world, and in some ways, it's been working for you. But here's the thing, it's not serving who you can be or the way that you can live at your highest capacity. And the truth is, our knee-jerk reactions are almost always a defense mechanism. Your second thought, however, is proactive thinking and comes from a place of creativity and possibility, rather than one of defense. It's a thought that lies right under the surface of the knee-jerk, and when taken, usually leads to thinking that your future self would thank you for. Let me give you an example. My husband worked until about 1:30 a.m. last night. There was so much rain on the freeway. On his way home, he almost hydroplaned. He was exhausted today. And today was a big day for our family. Our son was turning 18, and we had a lot of celebrating to do. When my husband came downstairs, I greeted him and asked him about his day. I needed some help, and he got snippy with me. And he said, "Really? Do we have to start the day with a list?" The truth is this, it was already noon, and it pissed me off that that's what he said to me. That was my first reaction. My first reaction was to tell him, "Don't talk to me like that," and to posture and to get defensive. My second reaction was so much better. And this is the one that I took in order to allow things to settle down and give him time to wake up. I gave him a hug and said, "Let me know when you're ready to talk." When we follow our first reaction, it can lead to so many things. Not feeling good about ourselves or others, making up stories of lack, he doesn't care, it's our son's birthday, I do more than him, so what that he worked? I worked all the time, it's 12 p.m., are you kidding me? You shouldn't be this tired, I mean, what's the big deal? If he was more proactive, then he'd be more helpful. These reactions can also lead to things like tension in your body, stomach aches, headaches, pain in your shoulders. They can manifest as anxiety, agitation, depression. They can show up as being passive aggressive. They can cause an argument or confrontation in your head or with the other person. Letting the initial reaction pass takes practice, but it doesn't have to take long. To do this, here's some things that you can do. The first is breathe. Take a deep breath. You can physically walk away from the situation. You can also ask yourself, how important is it? I mean, really, how important was it for me to fight with my husband about him being tired? If he's tired, he's tired. I could also find out what the story the reaction was supporting in the piece of my identity and the reason that it was triggered in the first place. So for me, with that, if I'm thinking that I do everything, then him not getting up until 12 and not wanting to help me supports that piece of my identity that does everything. The next thing you can do is you can count to 3. It really does help, and breathing as you do it. Let the first reaction come, let the thought pass, let the feeling go, and remember, it's just information. When you start doing this, you're going to see that of course you had that initial reaction. It's your go-to. Be glad that that's out of the way. Then ask yourself, what's my next best thought? Will the result that I'm looking for help me in the long or short-term goal that I have that I want to have fulfilled if I take that first reaction? So in my case, if I would have gotten on my husband, my short-term goal of wanting to have a great day and my long-term goal for harmony in our marriage would not be fulfilled if I kept taking that first reaction. If we don't put a story to what just happened, what else could I do or believe? So if I don't put a story that my husband doesn't care as much as me, he's lazy, and I ask myself, what else could I believe? Oh, he's tired, what else could I do? I probably can pick up the cake myself. It will let things settle. So really focusing on what's your next best thought will lead to your next best action. This allows you to take the emotion way down and to step into higher thinking. Living this way helps you to create a life of design rather than one of default. Because here's the thing, if we keep reacting with our first thought, that go-to knee-jerk reaction, we get more of what we have. When we pause, breathe, and allow that initial feeling to settle, we can see that the first reaction is just energy. It's our adrenaline. It's protecting us. It's causing that fight or flight response. I always want to fight. And it will leave when we allow it to just go through our body, kind of like waves in the ocean. They come and they go. Then we can tap into what we know. We're not in danger. No one's out to get us. And we can make a good, proactive decision based on the facts instead of our feelings. That will empower our lives. Try it. Let me know. Your future self is going to thank you for it.